Whatever happens with the virus, I think the direction of the world of work is towards more and more remote where you can, and not everyone can. And then there's going to be all kinds of activities that will never go remote. But there are still in our economy today all kinds of work-related activities that happen in offices that could be happening remotely, like massive, massive swaths of the economy. Now, there's been a movement towards more and more remote because the economics of the office have been changing. So for a long time, the office, you needed to go to an office because the things you needed to do your job were in that office, and they were expensive, and you couldn't bring them home. You couldn't have a $10,000 copier in your house. Like you couldn't, and the people who you needed to work with were all there, and you couldn't talk to them all on the phone, and there was no Microsoft Teams or Slack to connect everyone together. So like there wasn't really an option. If you wanted to get 500,000 people to collaborate together, they needed to be in physical spaces with each other. But that's changing, and that's been changing for years. The sheer economic logic undergirding the office has already really dissipated for a lot of industries. What I think is going to happen now is that as people move into remote working environments, they're going to discover benefits to that, both for themselves and for organizations that they hadn't really expected before. So like a higher level of agility or better types of collaboration, and certainly more resilience in the face of shocks. They're going to find more space to work with their family. They're going to find they're wasting less time commuting, that there's less stress in their life. Now, this is a pretty intense experiment because we're not just all going to remote work. A lot of us have kids that are going to be out of school, and we're like, so this is a kind of shock to the system, and it's going to be very hard for everyone who works in anywhere, really. I mean, it's really a planetary shock, potentially. But I think that on the other side of it, the general trend towards remote is going to be vastly accelerated by this.